you would have no subsidies on that. You'd have net profits across the board. I mean, if you look at Virgin Rail efficiency, and if Amtrak could get even close to that, Amtrak would start turning $200 million a
part
year.
of the problem with Amtrak is between $300 and $600 million goes towards the long distance trains. 18 overnight trains, $300 to $600 million, depending on how much depreciation you put in.
Yeah.
The rest of it goes with capital spending for the Northeast Corridor and train sets here and a couple $1 million a year for an operating loss on the State Corridor.
Right.
Bulk of it goes to an intercity train network that nobody knows what to do with. It doesn't really serve much of a purpose, but it's politically popular because then Joe Schmo senator from Montana can say, look what I'm bringing to Halbert, Montana, population 3,000. I've got an Amtrak train.
Yeah.
Doesn't do much, but hey, it's cool.
No, it's true.
Well, they're saying that the reason why Amtrak doesn't shut down because every state has 2 senators.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, people they wouldn't want to.
That's true. And the reason it doesn't run efficiently is because of 2. One, Amtrak can't deal with its union. The union can't figure out how it wants to operate the train. Before you know it, you have, what is it? One Cascade train has 7 people. And I mean, the union's just trying to keep the jobs, but damn it, if Amtrak can get some freaking trains to at least, get people working, they can run the trains, they just can't get the equipment. So it's a big circle jerk is what it is.
But the other hand,
you can't staff the trains right. And
going back to your efficiency argument, you've got trains that are running empty,
right,
and you've got other trains that are sold out.
Right.
You've got to have the cars where people are riding. If you've got a train like Portland and Eugene, maybe
that's
60
the problem of it being
or 70
public corporation
riders a day on this train, where you could stick on 2 buses, make a profit running those 2 buses.
Yeah, I talked
people.
to AOR that brought that idea up of moving the trains to Portland, Seattle. They think you should instead improve the Eugene to Portland.
Yeah, but what are we gonna run? Who's gonna ride? I mean, there's not that many people that are gonna ride the damn thing.
Well, there's people, start to increase the frequency.
Here's the thing, though. You could put them on Portland to Seattle. You could run 16 trains up and 16 trains back a day. You could make a net profit on operations, and then you could buy some more damn trains with the profits to run between Portland and Eugene. When by then there's probably going to be actual traffic in it. But otherwise, Oregon's not going to fork out the $180 million we probably need to run the trains efficiently between Eugene and Portland.
Well, how long did it take for Oregon to get money to fix the or to do a siding here and some work up in North Portland?
Oh yeah, there was that crossover.
Amtrak's a mess, and the primary problem is that it's not run like a for-profit company like it's supposed to under its contract guarantee with the country. It's run as I'm going to play favorites because I'm Mr. Politician and I want it to run through my state even though 2 people a year ride it. It's ridiculous,
I agree with you, but it's America. We love that. Special interest rules.
Yeah, we do.
What about our bus system?
What about our bus system?
I don't know, man. We love our buses.
Well,
give us buses, Fred.
If you ask anyone at TriMet or anyone at Metro, the federal government is so freaking pro-bus that nothing else can happen. So why is it, if our federal government is pro-bus, anti-rail, that we've had all these rail projects that were funded with no problem in the Bush administration, but we have no buses?
We have buses. There's 500 or so out there. I saw some buses.
3/4 of the riders run on the buses.
The buses that we have were purchased during the first George Bush administration.
Yeah, two-thirds of the riders ride buses.
2/3?
Yeah. Now, mind you, there's 90 bus routes and there's only 3 light rail routes, but still.
Well, cost per person, though, is cheaper for them to run rail.
Right.
That's why they want rail.
Operating costs.
Cheaper. Right. I got that point from our little ride to the west. I actually got it. First time explanation
of the maintenance cost of mass.
Well, they get more people on the thing, and I see that. If they get people to ride it, like the West.
Not like the West. like the Blue Line.
When you take much of the repairs that you do for MAX is eligible for capital cost funding, which means it's not an operating cost. It comes out of a different bucket. When you do the same or similar kind of repair for bus, operating cost is bus operating cost is worse because you have to fund it through your fare box. It's max, the same or similar kind of repairs, you can get capital funding for.
And also light rail, like the Red Line, 25, 30 million of it was paid by a private company.
It was?
Yep.
In exchange for development rights.
Right, for development rights. In the Northeast Corridor, there's 20-something commuter trains a day to a particular casino area near Atlantic City that are completely funded, 100% private. Taxpayers don't pay a penny for it.
Where's that on the east side?
Yeah, I think, what is Jersey Transit runs it or something like that?
It used to be Amtrak. It got turned over to New Jersey Transit.
Yeah, that's because Amtrak can't run anything efficiently. That's another thing. Like MBTA quit using Amtrak because Amtrak, I think it was one of their contracts. Amtrak wanted something like $280 million for it, right? They went, I forget if it was Bombardier, it was one of those other European companies came in and said, oh, we could set up a local group and run it for like 110.
Veolia, I think, is the name of the company.
Yeah, and they literally cut the cost in half to operate the trains, and that just kind of shows the example of.
How did they do that?
Simple. They started running the train with the number of people that they needed to actually operate it, and they stopped. You know, Amtrak. Okay, like I was saying, they have a. You've been on the Cascades, and I'm not trying to denigrate anybody's job, but seriously, you ride a Cascades, go to the bistro car. What's that person doing? Serving food.
Yeah.
What's he do aside from that? He works the cash register and pushes a button in my microwave.
Yeah.
You know how much that person costs Amtrak?
No.
$80 grand a year. How the hell are you going to make money on one of those trains? All you got to do push a microwave button for $80 grand a year. Not enough people need work.
But it could be if by selling food you're attracting riders.
Yeah, but that's you don't have to have a person sell food when it's only microwave food. It's the worst food in the world.
The automat.
If you're gonna serve food, seriously, serve some freaking food. If you're gonna have a person there, have a person really do some service. And do some
So that's some kind of union protected job?
Yeah,
Well, wait a second. When you have the person do that service, if you look at your Seattle to Vancouver BC run, they have a fully staffed. They have
they do sit-down meals.
They have sit-down meals, so they have 2 attendants plus the bistro car cashier
See,
person.
there's another 2 attendants. Two attendants on the bistro car and a dining car? You shitting me? There's not a restaurant in this country that runs.
You
like
look at
that.
your typical Amtrak.
Yeah, well, that's a good point. I mean, you can't really argue with his point.
Car.
Yeah,
true.
You've got a chef.
that's how they're
you've got
running it, they can't make
chefs,
money.
And you've got
Right.
2 or 3 people upstairs to serve food. So you've got 6 people running this little dining car
Yeah.
that's only open for like 3 hours for breakfast, a couple of hours for lunch, a couple
And
of hours for
that
dinner.
is inherently. You look at a Virgin Rail train. They have the same quality food, but you go in there and you push your little button and you get your food. You go sit down.
You go like an automat. Do you know about the automat?
No, I don't know the automatic.
They're
But it's
vending
automated.
machines.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what it's like on the Virgin trains, right? So they have that. They have a little section where you kind of sit or you can go back to your seats or whatever. They have basically 2 people on a 300-person train. Okay, 2 people. We have 4, sometimes 5 or 6 people running a Talgo. 1 Talgo.
Well, so you've got
Doesn't even go
engineer,
150 miles.
you've got engineer, conductor, assistant engineer, or assistant conductor, Talgo tech, bistro attendant, sometimes an assistant bistro attendant. If you're running from Vancouver to Seattle,
An
you've got
average
2
cost $80,000
cable car
dollars a
attendants.
head.
Really? Well, that's how can they justify that?
You can look at a Metrolink train.
How can you
It's got an engineer, 6 cars, carrying 80, 90 people times 6 cars
Yeah,
with
400,
engineer,
500 people.
conductor.
Yep. 2 people. Yeah. And that's the thing. I mean, that's inherently why Amtrak doesn't make any money. They can't run any of their trains efficiently. Per staff person. If they
Yeah.
hire a single person, double the number of trains they had, they could still staff it appropriately. Okay.
Right.
They could add more value to these people's jobs. I mean, hell, I'd feel a lot more proud to, not push a microwave button and know that, yeah, I'm running the train.
They actually make soup
You know.
and whatever. They can get soup and oatmeal or whatever. Watch the oatmeal, I can microwave, but the soup's not.
Open the baggie, pour it in the thing.
Well, I don't know what they actually do.
No, there's no justification for somebody
No, man,
80,000 a
seriously,
year.
but how much? And I mean,
Pork
and-
barrel. I
and
like
here's
pork.
the other problem that I'm just about. This is where I'm very pro. Okay, dude's getting paid $80,000. I'm sorry, his cost is $80,000.
Right, that includes benefits.
Maybe 35, 40.
Yeah, well,
What the hell
That's right. That's,
is the bureaucracy spending it on?
yeah.
That's not efficient.
Well, that's part of the thing that I hate. People are railing against trying to. Oh, you got this great benefits package. Well, what, health insurance?
Well,
That's not our fault that it's expensive. Look at the healthcare system.
What
for that.
about